Talent might open the first door, but it's your habits that determine how far you go. We often admire highly successful individuals and assume they were born with a special gift, some rare ability that sets them apart. But the truth is, talent is just the spark. It's what starts the engine, not what drives the car. The most successful people, the ones who rise to the top in their field, don't rely on luck, natural ability, or fleeting motivation. They build routines, systems, and disciplined habits that shape their lives day by day. While others wait to feel inspired, they've already started working. Success doesn't show up in one big leap. It arrives slowly, through the quiet consistency of daily choices. Every time you get up early to plan your day, every time you choose to read instead of scroll, every time you push through even when it's hard, you're laying bricks on the road to long-term success. These actions may seem small or even boring, but they matter more than talent alone. Anyone can feel motivated for a moment, but motivation fades. Life gets hard. That's when habits take over. Habits remove the need for constant decision-making. They create structure that supports your goals, even when you're tired, stressed, or uncertain. In fact, one of the greatest lies we tell ourselves is that successful people feel ready all the time. They don't. They've simply made commitment a part of who they are. They've trained themselves to show up, to execute, and to move forward regardless of how they feel. They don't waste energy negotiating with themselves about whether or not they'll take action today. Their habits do the heavy lifting. Consider this. A talented person without structure may win occasionally, but their victories are sporadic and unsustainable. Meanwhile, a less naturally gifted individual with strong, consistent habits can outperform nearly anyone over time. Habits compound. They stack up like interest in a savings account, slowly at first, and then all at once. This is why the person who reads 10 pages a day, who takes time to think and reflect, who sticks to a focused routine, ends up miles ahead in a few short years. To achieve meaningful success, you must stop relying on moments of inspiration and start building systems. Design your day around behaviors that align with your purpose. Create rituals that reinforce who you want to become. Let your calendar reflect your priorities, not just your obligations. Above all, trust the process. When you show up daily, especially when you don't feel like it, you prove to yourself that you're serious. And over time, that self-trust becomes unstoppable momentum. Talent will always be helpful, but without habits, it's wasted. It's the person who can do the work, day in and day out, that rises to the top. So don't just look for shortcuts. Build strong habits. That's the real key to a successful, fulfilled life. Success doesn't arrive all at once in a grand moment. It's built slowly, quietly, through small, repeated actions. While many chase breakthroughs or dramatic life changes, the people who truly succeed understand one simple truth. Progress is found in the rhythm of daily routine. The most effective individuals don't wait for inspiration to strike. They create environments, habits, and schedules that move them forward, regardless of how they feel on any given day. Their success isn't the result of sudden luck or bursts of motivation. It's the result of simple routines, practiced over and over until excellence becomes second nature. Consider the power of starting your day with intention. Waking up early, even just 30 minutes ahead of the usual time, gives you the quiet, focused space to plan, reflect, and mentally prepare for what lies ahead. This time isn't just about getting a head start on tasks. It's about grounding yourself in clarity. Planning your day helps you prioritize what matters most, instead of letting the hours slip away in distraction. Reading sharpens your mind, introduces new ideas, and keeps you connected to growth. Reflecting, whether through journaling, meditation, or quiet thought, gives you the emotional balance to handle life with wisdom, not just reaction. These routines may seem simple or even mundane, but their cumulative impact is enormous. Doing them once won't change your life. Doing them daily will. That's the secret. Small disciplines, repeated over time, create a compounding effect. They build focus, confidence, and momentum. They train your brain to expect forward motion, and slowly but surely they separate you from the crowd. Most people drift through their days reacting to life. The successful ones act on life because they've built the discipline into their routine. You don't need a perfect schedule or a rigid system to get started. You just need a few core habits that anchor your day. Start with what you can commit to. Maybe it's writing down your top 3 goals every morning. Maybe it's 10 minutes of reading or 5 minutes of silent reflection. What matters most is consistency. When these routines are repeated, they rewire your mind. They shift your identity. You stop seeing yourself as someone who's trying and start becoming someone who does. These routines give you the confidence that comes from keeping your word to yourself. Success is not about working nonstop or burning out, chasing big wins. It's about showing up for the little things. It's about mastering your mornings, protecting your time, and finishing what you start. Those who build consistent daily routines don't just reach their goals. They become the kind of person who always reaches their goals. They create structure not to limit themselves, but to free their potential. So if you want to transform your life, don't start with a massive overhaul. Start with your daily habits. What you do every day matters more than what you do once in a while. Build a routine that supports the person you want to become, and watch your future change one small step at a time. Success isn't a lightning strike. It's a process, a rhythm, a series of aligned habits repeated with purpose. Many people believe success comes in one massive leap, a single opportunity seized, or a dramatic moment of breakthrough. But the truth is far less glamorous and far more reliable. Real success is built quietly, day after day, through a process of deliberate effort and consistent alignment with a clear purpose. Look at any individual who has achieved something meaningful, and you'll notice a pattern, not of random luck or sudden bursts of motivation, but of structured routines and focused direction. They understand that success isn't a moment you reach, it's a rhythm you live by. They build their days with intention, letting each action, no matter how small, move them closer to their goal. Whether it's waking up early to plan their priorities, reading to sharpen their mindset, reflecting to stay grounded, or saying no to distractions, every piece is part of a larger system that sustains progress. This rhythm is crucial. Without consistency, even the most talented person will drift. Talent might give you a head start, but it's the daily habits, the repeated actions, that carry you to the finish line. Just as a garden doesn't bloom from one day of sunlight, success doesn't grow from one good decision. It needs nurturing, daily watering, and protection from weeds like procrastination, doubt, and distraction. Purpose is the compass that gives this process meaning. When you're clear about where you're going, the process doesn't feel like a grind. It feels like a mission. Every task, no matter how ordinary, becomes a building block in something greater. That's the power of rhythm tied to direction. It keeps you moving even on the days when motivation fades. It's not about waiting for inspiration, but about being prepared to act, regardless of how you feel. In a world obsessed with instant gratification and highlight reels, the process is where real success hides. It's in the early mornings, the quiet work, the routines you commit to, even when no one is watching. It's found in the discipline to stay consistent, the courage to keep going, and the wisdom to trust the path, even when results haven't yet shown up. Clarity of purpose is the foundation upon which all great achievements are built. Without it, even the most talented, hardworking individuals risk wandering in circles, busy but not productive. A clear, definite purpose acts like a compass, giving your life direction and meaning. It turns scattered thoughts into focused intentions, transforms habits into tools, and channels your energy into actions that truly matter. When you know exactly what you're aiming for, your mind stops entertaining distractions. Your days become more intentional. You wake up not just to go through the motions, but to move deliberately towards something greater. This kind of clarity doesn't just organize your to-do list, it aligns your mindset. It forces you to evaluate every action with a simple question. Does this bring me closer to my goal? Think of purpose as the gravitational force that holds your inner world together. Your thoughts begin to revolve around your vision. Your emotions stabilize because you're no longer overwhelmed by choices or pulled in every direction. Even your habits begin to reflect your purpose. Instead of reacting to life, you start shaping it, choosing discipline over distraction, patience over panic, and consistency over chaos. A strong vision also builds resilience. When obstacles show up, and they always do, it's your clarity that keeps you steady. People without a purpose give up easily because they don't have a why strong enough to keep them going. But when your vision is crystal clear, setbacks become temporary detours, not dead ends. You're able to refocus quickly and continue the journey even when progress feels slow. Purpose also saves you time and energy. In a world full of noise and endless options, it's easy to feel overwhelmed. But when you know what you want, decision-making becomes simpler. You don't waste hours chasing things that don't matter. Instead, you invest your attention where it counts. This kind of focus compounds over time. What starts as a simple habit or intention grows into momentum, and momentum creates lasting results. To find clarity, you must look inward. Ask yourself, what matters most to me? What kind of legacy do I want to leave? What do I feel called to build or become? When you answer those questions with honesty and courage, your purpose begins to take shape. Write it down. Revisit it often. Let it guide your daily choices. Let it remind you why you started, especially on the hard days. Remember, all great achievements, from groundbreaking inventions to personal transformations, started with a clear, definite purpose. Find yours. And once you do, let it organize your thoughts, fuel your habits, and direct your energy like a laser toward your highest goal. Self-discipline is the bridge between dreams and reality. It's the engine that keeps you moving forward when motivation disappears, when distractions tempt you, and when progress feels slow. Without discipline, even the clearest vision remains just an idea, unrealized, unfulfilled, and eventually forgotten. But with discipline, that same vision becomes a lived reality, built day by day through intentional action. Discipline is often misunderstood. Many see it as restrictive or rigid, something that drains joy from life. But in truth, self-discipline is empowering. It's the ability to control your actions in service of a higher goal. It's not about saying no for the sake of denial. It's about saying yes to your purpose, your future, and your best self. The most successful people don't rely on fleeting bursts of inspiration. They don't wait to feel like doing the hard work. They build habits that align with their goals, and they stick to them even when it's inconvenient. Whether it's waking up early, exercising regularly, focusing deeply at work, or choosing a healthy meal over fast food, these small acts of discipline add up. Each one sends a message to your brain. I'm serious about becoming the person I want to be. Over time, discipline reshapes your identity. You begin to see yourself as someone who follows through, who keeps promises to themselves, and who doesn't back down at the first sign of resistance. That identity shift is powerful. It builds confidence, and that confidence, in turn, strengthens your ability to take on even greater challenges. Discipline is also what keeps you on track when life gets hard, because it will. You will face setbacks, boredom, doubt, and fatigue, but discipline allows you to keep showing up, keep building, and keep believing. It helps you push through temporary emotions for the sake of long-term gain. It replaces emotional decision-making with values-based choices, and that consistency creates results, even when progress isn't immediately visible. Importantly, discipline doesn't require perfection. You'll have off days, you'll slip, but discipline is also the ability to course correct quickly, to get back on track without self-pity or excuse. It's not about being flawless. It's about being committed. If you want to turn your vision into reality, start with one area of life. Choose one simple habit that aligns with your purpose and commit to it daily. It could be journaling for 5 minutes, walking each morning, or setting boundaries around social media. Build from there. Let each disciplined act remind you that you're in control, that your life is shaped by what you do consistently, not occasionally. In the end, success isn't about talent or luck. It's about what you do when no one's watching. It's about whether you can align your actions with your vision day after day. That's the power of self-discipline, and it's available to anyone willing to use it. Success may start with personal vision, but it thrives through connection. No one climbs to the top alone. Behind every great achievement is a network of relationships, what Napoleon Hill called a mastermind alliance, a group of like-minded individuals who share purpose, energy, and accountability. When driven people come together with a shared mission, something powerful happens. Ideas multiply, motivation rises, and momentum builds. A mastermind group isn't just a circle of friends or colleagues. It's a deliberate, intentional partnership rooted in mutual growth. Each person brings unique strengths, perspectives, and encouragement. Alone, your efforts may flicker, but together, those efforts ignite. Whether it's a business team, a group of mentors, or even just two accountability partners, surrounding yourself with people who challenge you and believe in your mission can dramatically increase your success rate. This principle holds true across every area of life: business, health, creativity, and even personal development. Collaboration gives you access to resources you wouldn't have on your own. It provides emotional support in moments of doubt. And perhaps most importantly, it holds you accountable. It's easy to let yourself off the hook. But when someone else is watching, cheering, or counting on you, your follow-through strengthens. Look at the lives of successful individuals, and you'll see this truth repeated. They form alliances early, often before reaching their biggest milestones. These alliances are built on trust, shared values, and a deep commitment to collective success, not competition. In fact, one person's success lifts the group as a whole. That's the beauty of collaboration. It expands opportunity rather than divides it. To create your own alliance, start by identifying people who share your ambition, values, or goals. You don't need a large network, just a few quality connections who inspire you and push you to stay focused. Meet regularly. Discuss goals, progress, obstacles, and solutions. Share wins, but also share failures. Be honest. Be open. The more vulnerable and authentic the group, the stronger the bond and the better the results. If you can't find this group in your immediate circle, create it. Join online communities. Attend local meetups. Reach out to mentors or people you admire. Most people are more open to connection than you think, especially when the goal is mutual growth. Collaboration isn't a sign of weakness, it's a strategy for strength. Remember, success is not a solo journey. It's built on partnerships, encouragement, and accountability. When you walk with others who believe in your vision, the path becomes clearer and the load becomes lighter. Momentum multiplies, and you begin to accomplish more, not just for yourself, but for everyone involved. If you're serious about your goals, don't go it alone. Build your alliance. Create your support system. Surround yourself with people who reflect your future, not your past. And together, rise. Excellence isn't an accident. It's a habit forged in the moments when you choose to go further than what's expected. The people who achieve extraordinary success in life don't just do what's required. They go the extra mile. They push beyond minimum standards. They do more, give more, and serve better. Not because someone is watching, but because it's who they've trained themselves to be. This principle is simple but powerful. Doing more than what's expected consistently will separate you from the average. In a world where many are content doing just enough to get by, those who choose to over-deliver stand out. Whether it's finishing a project ahead of schedule, helping someone without being asked, or adding value where others see limits, these actions signal a deep commitment to excellence. Going the extra mile isn't about perfection. It's about mindset. It's about taking pride in your work, even in the small details. It means doing your best when no one is looking and treating every opportunity, no matter how small, as a chance to build your character and reputation. People remember those who exceed expectations. Employers promote them. Clients trust them. Teams depend on them. Opportunities follow them. This habit also compounds over time. One extra effort might not seem significant in the moment, but repeated daily, it becomes a reputation. It becomes part of who you are. The person who always does a bit more, always gives a little extra, always cares just a little deeper. That person becomes unforgettable. They build influence, trust, and impact through action, not words. And this doesn't just apply to your career. In relationships, going the extra mile means listening more, showing up more, supporting others even when you're tired. In health, it means sticking to your routines, even when it's hard. In personal growth, it means reading that extra chapter, taking that extra walk, reflecting for a few more minutes when everyone else is done. Most people stop at good enough, but greatness begins where good enough ends. That extra 10%, that little bit of care, discipline, and effort, that's where success lives. It's where respect is earned and doors open. So, ask yourself daily, what's one way I can go further today? How can I exceed expectations, not for applause, but for growth? Over time, these small decisions build a life marked by excellence. Going the extra mile isn't just a strategy, it's a way of being. It's how you turn ordinary opportunities into extraordinary results. Do it consistently, and you won't need to chase success. Success will come looking for you. In today's fast-paced, noisy world, the ability to focus has become a rare and powerful advantage. While others are pulled in 100 directions by constant notifications, distractions, and shallow multitasking, those who master their attention are the ones who rise to the top. Focus is not just a skill, it's a superpower that amplifies your results, clarifies your goals, and brings real momentum to your progress. When your attention is scattered, your energy is diluted. You might stay busy all day, but your efforts don't lead to real achievement. On the other hand, when your mind is fully engaged, when you give your full presence to one task at a time, you not only work more efficiently, but also more creatively and with greater satisfaction. Controlled attention helps you cut through the noise and make consistent strides toward your purpose. All high achievers, whether in business, sports, or personal development, know this truth. Your ability to focus determines the quality of your output. It determines how far you go and how fast you get there. They guard their attention like a sacred resource, because it is. Every minute spent in distraction is a minute lost forever. But every minute of true focus moves you closer to your goals. To sharpen this superpower, begin by identifying and eliminating distractions. Create environments that support deep work, clean, quiet, and organized spaces where your mind can settle and concentrate. Silence your phone, turn off unnecessary tabs, and communicate clear boundaries to others when you're in focus mode. Protect your mental space like you would your most valuable possession, because that's exactly what it is. Next, align your focus with your biggest goals. It's not enough to just concentrate. You must know what deserves your attention. Ask yourself daily, what's the one thing I can do today that would move me meaningfully toward my goal? Then give it your undivided attention. Let everything else wait. When you practice this kind of intentional focus regularly, you'll be amazed at how much progress you can make in far less time. It's also important to train your focus like a muscle. Start small. Set 30-minute blocks, where you work with zero distraction. Gradually increase the duration as your concentration improves. Over time, your ability to focus for longer periods will strengthen, and your productivity will soar. Focus turns average effort into excellence. It turns hours of struggle into minutes of clarity. It's the key to mastery in any field, and the secret behind all deep, meaningful work. When you cultivate focus, you don't just get more done, you get the right things done. So if you want to set yourself apart, build something worthwhile, and live with clarity and intention, Master your attention. In a world full of noise, be the one who listens deeply, works deeply, and lives deeply. Focus is your edge. Guard it, train it, use it. Opportunity doesn't always come knocking. You often have to go out and build the door yourself. That's the essence of personal initiative, the willingness to act without waiting, to lead without asking for permission, and to move forward boldly even when the outcome is uncertain. It's one of the defining traits of every leader, innovator, and achiever who has ever made a meaningful impact in their field or life. Personal initiative is the engine behind progress. It's what separates the doers from the dreamers. While others wait for ideal conditions or someone else to show the way, those with initiative begin where they are, with what they have, and push forward regardless of the unknowns. They understand that hesitation kills momentum, and that clarity often comes after action, not before. Many of history's greatest accomplishments were launched by someone who saw a need and didn't wait for a solution. They became the solution. These individuals weren't necessarily the smartest, most experienced, or best equipped. What they had was the courage to begin. They understood that imperfect action beats perfect planning every time. When you take initiative, you become a creator rather than a reactor. Instead of waiting for circumstances to align, you shape them. Instead of relying on others for direction, you set your own course. This doesn't mean reckless action. It means intentional, forward-moving energy rooted in purpose and conviction. You might not feel ready. The conditions may never be perfect, but waiting for certainty will keep you stuck. Leaders act in uncertainty and figure it out along the way. That's how growth happens. That's how opportunity is created, not found. Start by paying attention to where you tend to hesitate. What's the project, idea, or decision you've been sitting on? What action have you been postponing because you're waiting for the right time, more resources, or a sign? Recognize that your power lies in starting. Take one step, however small, and let momentum carry you forward. Build the habit of asking yourself daily, what can I take initiative on today? Then, do it. Send the email, make the call, start the research, offer the help, launch the idea, move. Every action you take builds your confidence, expands your possibilities, and sends a clear message to yourself and others. You are a leader. When you take initiative consistently, people notice. You become known as someone who makes things happen. Opportunities begin to find you, not because you're lucky, but because your energy, decisiveness, and drive attract them. In every field, in every endeavor, personal initiative is a force multiplier. It turns ordinary individuals into powerful change agents. It turns ideas into action and ambition into impact. So stop waiting. Step forward. Trust yourself. The world doesn't need more spectators. It needs bold individuals willing to act. Let that be you. Your future is not something you find. It's something you build. Start now. Setbacks are not the end of your journey. They're the shaping tools of greatness. Every successful person has walked through storms, faced rejection, stumbled under pressure, and still risen stronger. The secret isn't in avoiding hardship, it's in building resilience, the ability to recover, learn, and rise again with even more clarity and strength. Resilience is what transforms adversity into advantage. It's not about being unshakable or immune to pain. It's about being able to fall, feel the weight of failure, and still choose to stand tall. Resilience is the quiet strength that whispers, keep going, when everything else says, give up. When life throws its hardest punches, loss, disappointment, rejection, resilient individuals don't just survive, they grow. They ask, what can I learn from this? Instead of, why me? They look at failure not as a dead end, but as a detour, a new path that might lead to even better outcomes. Each challenge becomes fuel, not friction. This mindset doesn't develop overnight. It's built in small moments, when you choose to try again after being knocked down, when you reflect instead of react, and when you stay true to your purpose even when the journey gets messy. Resilience is a muscle, and every hardship is a chance to strengthen it. Think of it this way: your path to success isn't a straight line. It's a winding road with steep climbs, sudden turns, and occasional drops. Without resilience, one fall can knock you off course permanently. But with it, you turn that fall into forward motion. The setback becomes the setup for a greater comeback. Resilient people don't avoid emotion, they feel deeply, but they don't let those emotions dictate their decisions. They give themselves space to process pain, and then they convert that pain into power. They journal, they reflect, they ask better questions, and they move forward, not perfectly, but intentionally. To build resilience, start with perspective. See challenges as part of the process, not proof that you're failing. Surround yourself with people who reinforce strength, not self-pity. Focus on what you can control: your effort, your mindset, and your response. Practice daily habits that anchor you: morning routines, reflection, exercise, spiritual grounding. These rituals provide structure when life feels uncertain. They remind you of who you are and what you're capable of, even when the world feels shaky. Above all, remember this: resilience is the bridge between struggle and strength. Without it, temporary pain becomes permanent defeat. With it, every obstacle becomes an opportunity to become wiser, stronger, and more prepared for the next level of your life. So the next time life hits hard, and it will, take a breath, feel the impact, then choose to rise. Again and again. Because resilience isn't just about bouncing back, it's about bouncing forward. Let every hardship refine you, not define you. Greatness is forged in the fire. Embrace the burn and become unbreakable. Lifelong learning is the heartbeat of true success. The most accomplished people in the world never stop growing, not because they have to, but because they know that stagnation is the slow death of potential. They understand that knowledge isn't something you collect once and store away. It's something you cultivate daily, like a garden that feeds your future. Success doesn't come from knowing everything. It comes from being endlessly curious, from questioning what you already know, and from staying open to change. In a world that evolves faster than ever, yesterday's knowledge becomes outdated quickly. What keeps you sharp, relevant, and capable is the habit of continuous learning. It's not just about formal education. It's about engaging with life as a student. It means reading with intention, listening deeply, asking better questions, and treating every interaction, whether with a mentor, a stranger, or a setback, as an opportunity to grow. Curiosity becomes your compass, guiding you through the unknown with confidence rather than fear. Lifelong learners don't fear not knowing. They fear staying the same. They reflect on mistakes, not to feel shame, but to extract wisdom. They update their beliefs, upgrade their habits, and adjust their strategies as needed. This flexibility, the willingness to evolve, makes them unstoppable in the face of change. Take Benjamin Franklin, for example. He wasn't born with greatness. He became great by feeding his mind daily, by journaling his thoughts, by exploring science, philosophy, and politics with equal passion. He was a printer, an inventor, a diplomat, and a philosopher, not because he planned to be, but because he never stopped learning. You don't have to reinvent yourself every day, but you do need to make growth a priority. Spend 15 minutes a day reading something that stretches your thinking. Watch a documentary. Ask someone smarter than you for their perspective. Keep a journal to capture lessons learned from your experiences. These small actions compound over time, creating exponential growth. Reflection is a key part of this process. Don't just move through your days. Review them. Ask, what did I learn today? What would I do differently next time? What did this experience reveal about myself or others? These reflections turn everyday moments into powerful lessons. In a world full of noise, those who keep learning stand out. They speak with clarity, adapt with ease, and make wiser decisions. They don't cling to outdated methods, they create new ones. And because of this, they stay relevant, effective, and impactful long after others have faded. So, make a commitment. Be a student of life. Let curiosity lead you. Let reflection sharpen you. Let humility keep your mind open. With every lesson learned, you step closer to your full potential. Lifelong learning isn't just a tool for success, it's a way to live a rich, meaningful, and constantly evolving life. Gratitude and humility are two of the most powerful yet overlooked forces behind lasting success. In a world that often praises speed, ambition, and achievement, it's easy to forget that the most grounded, fulfilled, and enduring individuals are those who regularly pause to appreciate where they are and remember how they got there. Gratitude isn't just about saying thank you, it's a mindset that shifts your entire perspective. Humility isn't about thinking less of yourself, it's about thinking of yourself less, staying open, and recognizing that growth is a shared journey. Gratitude turns your focus from what's missing to what's present. It allows you to see progress instead of just problems. When you reflect on how far you've come, on the lessons learned, the people who've helped you, and even the setbacks that shaped you, you begin to see life through a lens of abundance. That mindset doesn't just make you feel better emotionally, it attracts new opportunities, stronger relationships, and a deeper sense of purpose. People are naturally drawn to those who lead with appreciation. At the same time, humility keeps success from going to your head. It reminds you that no matter how much you know, there's always more to learn. No matter how far you've climbed, someone helped you along the way. Humility gives you the strength to listen when it's hard, to accept feedback, and to remain teachable in every season of life. It's what transforms a good leader into a great one. The humble leader lifts others up, shares credit, and stays focused on the mission, not the spotlight. Together, gratitude and humility create a powerful balance. Gratitude keeps your heart open, while humility keeps your ego in check. This combination allows you to lead with integrity, serve with compassion, and continue growing without losing yourself. These values act like an inner compass, keeping you aligned with your deeper purpose, even as the world around you changes. Successful people who stay grounded aren't immune to success. They're just anchored in something deeper than titles or trophies. They know that without gratitude, success feels empty. And without humility, success becomes fragile. When you embody both, you build not only a life of accomplishment, but one of meaning. Practicing these values doesn't require grand gestures. It starts with small daily acts, writing down what you're thankful for, sincerely appreciating others, recognizing the role of chance or support in your wins, and staying curious instead of assuming you have all the answers. These habits build character that endures. In the long run, gratitude and humility are what sustain greatness. They help you enjoy the journey, not just chase the destination. They build trust, foster resilience, and create a legacy that others respect and want to follow. If you want to rise and keep rising, lead with a grateful heart and a humble spirit. That's the foundation of a life well lived. A positive attitude is more than just a feel-good phrase. It's a powerful force that can shape your entire reality. Your mindset acts like a lens through which you view the world. When that lens is clouded with negativity, everything appears more difficult, more threatening, more discouraging. But when you maintain a positive mental attitude, even the toughest challenges become manageable, and opportunities start to appear where you once saw only obstacles. Successful people understand that attitude is everything. It's not about ignoring problems or pretending life is perfect. It's about choosing how you respond when things don't go your way. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" a person with a positive mindset asks, "What can I learn from this?" This shift in thinking turns setbacks into stepping stones and helps you stay focused on progress rather than problems. Positivity breeds resilience. When you believe that things can improve, you're more likely to take action, to keep going, and to lift others up along the way. It fuels persistence in the face of rejection, and it strengthens your will when results don't come as fast as you'd hoped. Optimism isn't just wishful thinking, it's a strategic tool for sustaining momentum. Studies have shown that people with positive attitudes are more creative, better problem solvers, and more likely to achieve long term success. A positive mental attitude also affects how people perceive you. Confidence, kindness, and hope are magnetic traits. Whether in the workplace or at home, people are naturally drawn to those who radiate possibility instead of pessimism. Leaders with a positive outlook inspire their teams, build trust, and create an environment where growth can thrive. And individuals with optimism tend to have healthier relationships because they approach conflict with a mindset of resolution, not blame. But like any valuable skill, positivity requires practice. It's not something you turn on once and forget. It's a daily choice, especially when things get hard. Start by paying attention to your inner dialogue. What are you telling yourself when something goes wrong? Are you feeding your mind with encouragement or with doubt? Replace phrases like I can't or this always happens to me with I'll find a way and this is a chance to grow. Gratitude is another powerful tool for cultivating a positive mindset. When you focus on what's working, on what you have instead of what you lack, you naturally start to feel more hopeful and capable. Even writing down 3 things you're grateful for each day can shift your entire emotional state and boost your mental clarity. In the end, your attitude is a choice, and it's one of the few things in life that's entirely within your control. You may not be able to predict the challenges ahead, but you can choose how you face them. And when you choose positivity, you unlock your true potential. You become more adaptable, more courageous, and more unstoppable. So decide today to carry a positive mental attitude. It won't guarantee an easy life, but it will help you live a better, bolder, and more fulfilling one. As we grow older, the value of clarity, purpose, and mindset becomes even more important. One of the greatest lessons we can embrace is that success, whether in relationships, health, or personal fulfillment, is not determined by age, luck, or talent alone. It's shaped by daily habits, resilience through hardship, and a clear vision for the life we still want to lead. A strong mindset allows us to reframe challenges as opportunities and setbacks as stepping stones. Surrounding ourselves with encouraging people, cultivating gratitude, and continuing to learn each day keep our spirits sharp and our goals alive. Even small routines like rising early, reflecting with purpose, or dedicating 15 minutes a day to a new skill can reignite a powerful sense of direction. And perhaps most importantly, believing in ourselves at any stage of life is the foundation for meaningful change. Whether you're 50, 60, or 75, it's never too late to set a new vision, realign your habits, and act with the confidence of someone already living the life they desire. In America's spirit of reinvention and self-determination, your future is not defined by your past, but by the decisions you make starting today.